Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of We Are One. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about what Paul Stanley has had to say about the coronavirus. We're going to go over a couple of things from Paul's Twitter, a couple of articles, and a video that Paul shared of his father, who's 99 years old, and giving us an update on how he's doing as well. So we're going to start with this statement that was posted on KISS Online from Paul that said, "Note from Paul Stanley. In the midst of this pandemic, let's not forget prayers and huge appreciation for all the doctors and hospital staff who are risking and compromising their own safety and lives for us. Thank you, and God watch over you all." So first of all, that's a pretty heartwarming message from Paul Stanley. I think a lot of things goes over the head of a lot of casual KISS fans where they assume that Paul and Gene of KISS, they've heard the stereotypes from when KISS was, 80s, 90s, that they were just money hungry and all of that. But I think that was mainly a lot more Gene than it was Paul. Paul, I think, while he definitely does like to have a lot more control over the situation, he likes to be able to control things. But I think both of them get a bad rap for just wanting to make money. I think both of them have really calmed down a lot recently, especially Paul over the last 15 years, really since his Live to Win album. I think since the end of the Farewell Tour, Paul's really put a lot of things in perspective on his life, and I think that's one of the great things to see. And I think that this note from Paul is just a really good sign of that. And then we also have this tweet from Paul that says, quote, "Self-educated internet expert clowns are as dangerous as this virus. Those not abiding by and supporting what health officials are saying unanimously would be served justice by being those most severely hit. People doing all they can to be safe are being compromised by idiots." And now this is really more of what I would say a lot of people would expect to come out of Gene, just more blunt type of thing. This isn't really something that you would typically see out of Paul. But Paul clearly taking this very seriously. His dad is 99 years old. His parents are, extremely lucky to be alive as long as they have been, and as long as his mother was. And I think Paul really is just genuinely concerned about all of this, and he really wants this pandemic over, as I think every person does. And then we're going to take a look at this article from Metalhead Zone where it says, "KISS's Paul Stanley gives a powerful message by sharing his 99-year-old father's self-quarantine video." The legendary KISS frontman Paul Stanley shared an interesting video of his beloved father, William Eisen, via his official Twitter account. Many of the celebrities have shared a lot of messages and photos about the coronavirus over the last few weeks, obviously, but apparently it's continuing as the virus continues to spread. And rather than just talking about how they're all self-quarantining and everything and sending their own, "Poor me, I'm in my own $1 million, kajillion dollar mansion," Paul's just showing us his father, who is going to be celebrating his 100th birthday here in a few days. And I think that's excellent. To go with this tweet video that I'm about to play for you guys, Paul said, "My dad will be 100 years old in 2 weeks. Here's what he's doing today while in COVID-19 isolation. Wow, so proud, go dad." And that's really something great to see, is Paul's dad, 99 years old, still literally doing some squats, able to do that on his own, able to walk on his own. Paul, famous for saying that his dad's a real inspiration, and the fact that he still does the crossword, and he still goes out, he still walks, for 100 years old, essentially. That's really amazing. And bless Paul's father and bless Paul. And I think that's a lot of the reason that Paul's still really settling down a lot more than I think people want to give him credit for. And so I think that this Paul and Gene both have been getting a bad rap, especially lately, at the end of the road tour, and just, they always get a bad rap in the headlines, I think, because, everybody would rather talk about the KISS drama than, the actual people in the band, rather than just the personas and the makeup flying around. But I just wanted to give a good credence to Paul here for doing a lot of these things, and, really just kind of trying to inspire and encourage everybody to stay safe out there, and really, just share support for those who are going through this and send out prayers. And I think that's excellent. That Paul's spirituality has really been settling in these last 15 years. I think that's excellent, and I wish Paul all the best. So God bless you guys. Remember, God gave rock and roll to you, and God bless.